Its Spring Festival 2019, China Institute's first ever Lunar New Year Day-Camp was held on the 5th of February. 14 pupils attended it under the supervision of several tutors and volunteers. On the organization's website, it says the students, guided by cultural experts, would experience various activities during the holiday through storytelling, cooking, calligraphy, chessboard game, and other traditional arts and crafts.
When they are doing some movements, even they don't know how to do that perfectly, but they try to do that in the best way, as is so good.
Well, they certainly tried very hard. To a certain extent, the daycamp functions as a daycare center to help parents out. China Institute has never hosted a daycamp before because both 2017 and 2018 Lunar New Year fell on weekends. And earlier than that, the festival was not even a school holiday, despite 1 in 6 of the 1.1 million students in New York is Asian. Community groups had been fighting for the addition of the holiday for a decade. However, when schools were finally closed for Lunar New Year in 2016, it caused a new problem for working parents. Today is the first day of Chinese New Year, but it's a Tuesday. Many parents are still at work. Having the Chinese New Year as a public school holiday is still an idea new to many parents. And for many Asian families, the natural solution is to send the children back to school, or as they call it, to learn. But learning comes with a price. The Institute charged parents $100 for half day and $80 more for a full day from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Early drop-off or late pickup will cost parents extra $15 to $30. If we do the math, a family with one child need to pay $225 for the day. Even with 5 to 10% discounts for spring semester students with membership, a family with 2 kids will still need to pay more than $400. The fee's been paid, but how much have the pupils learned? How did you make a Chinese knot?
It's really simple. Well, the simple to people who actually make something out of string. The Teapot dance. We watched the lady do it, but we didn't do it. The game called Go was super hard. We learned about everything, and then we made those lanterns. We started cutting by each layer.
And indeed, lantern making is a big deal here. Teachers have to show them how to fold the lantern's fragile paper, tie up the main body to a frame with a string, and to remind the pupils that the ceiling light is not a safe place to hang the lantern. By the way, darling, it's a lantern, not a basketball.
The person in charge of it used to be my piano teacher, so I decided that this would be a fun experience. So since today was my first time volunteering, it was actually really fun to spend time with the kids, and they're really energetic, so I really love that.
But everyone's not loving it, especially when it comes to Mandarin pronunciation and Chinese character writing. Given that the daycamp doesn't have admission requirements for language proficiency, it might also have something to do with different levels of learning ability among students, as the daycamp accepts toddlers as young as 2 years old and teenagers as old as 14. Or it's simply because they are kids and they're exhausted. Wake up, girl. Jolene is the Associate Director of the Education Department. She hopes the daycamp showcases the Eastern culture in an immersive and interactive environment.
Children have been very happy here. They really didn't want to leave. They said, "Oh, can we come next Tuesday?" They think this is a regular event. Then I told them, no, this is the only one-day camp for celebrating Chinese New Year. So they feel a little bit sad to leave our camp. So you can feel they really enjoyed our day camp.
As the go-to resource on the Middle Kingdom, from ancient art to its shifting culture, China Institute brings the country's complexity and dynamism to life through their programs and galleries. The Language and Cultural School, chartered by University of the State of New York in 1944, is a continuing education center with the longest history in America. Founded in 1926 by reformers of the Republic of China Hu Shi, K.P. Wen and John Dewey, the Institute is the oldest non-profit bicultural organization in the US that focuses exclusively on China, advancing a deeper understanding of the country. Adult classes in business landscape and art lessons for children quench their thirst for Oriental charm. The day camp is just one of the examples that the Institute promotes culture while accommodates local New Yorkers' needs, especially the needs of the parents.
I
Everything is good. I like it. He's very tired. That's why he's not better.
She's in kindergarten, so she doesn't have much time. But I'm happy to do that. So, out there, it looks great. They did a lot of good stuff.
The Institute is an avid supporter of the addition of Lunar New Year as a school holiday. Former Queen's Assemblyman Jimmy Mang was the first to make such a proposal in 2005. Mann's daughter, Congresswoman Grace Mann, also tried but failed to introduce the legislation in 2009, even though she had the backing of Senator Daniel Squadron of 26th District, where China Institute is located. 3 years later, when 2012 Lunar New Year fell on our school day, around 15% of students missed school, the lowest attendance of the year, with a third of the absentee being Asian. During the 2013 mayor election campaign, Bill de Blasio made the addition of the holiday a pledge. In 2014, Governor Andrew Cuomo approved legislation that directs school districts to determine whether school sessions should be held. Finally, in 2015, following San Francisco and Tenafly, the New York State Senate passed a bill to make Lunar New Year a public school holiday in NYC. Previously, even though students were allowed to ask leaves for cultural observations, most parents were reluctant to have their children miss a day of school. Now the good news is, with China Institute's day camp, the kids have certainly missed nothing on the first day of a very happy New Year of the Pig. Science Wu, China America Radio, New York.